You're listening to episode 369 of the Major Issues Podcast, and on this episode, we finish our two-part Hulk series covering all things Red Hulk and finally find out who's the man behind the monster. The Major Issues Podcast starts right now. Hello, everybody out there in comic book land. My name is George Serrano, aka The Don, and if you're listening to this, you can only be here for one reason. That's a brand new episode of the Major Issues Podcast, brought to you each and every week by ComicBookClique.com. And as always, I am never alone. Sir, if you could please introduce yourself.
Yo, it's me. It's Jonathan Escudero, aka Yogi.
We got Yogi back to finish our two-part Hulk series covering the 2008 run by Jeph Loeb in preparation for Captain America New World Order. Brave New World Order.
World Order Organization, brother.
Brave New World Order Organization. We covered the first 12 issues in our previous episode, and it was quite a romp. I feel like this second half is very different than the first half that we covered earlier this week. What do you think upon reread as someone who's read it before, and then I'll let you know what I'm thinking as somebody who's never read it before.
It definitely slowed down because the beginning was just like establishing Red Hulk as a beast, and we just spent like an entire arc just going full pedal to the metal, and now we like took a break, and now we've pulled back, and now we start to unravel this mystery. Now, again, this is like surface level comic stuff. I don't know if you were looking for like, if the listener, you in general, and I guess you too, George, but like if you guys were looking for something, I guess with some substance, or a message or something, it wasn't here. This was just pure superhero shit. And even after the adrenaline rush, that was the first arc. Like even just the nature of the story that they're telling here, it's just comic stuff. I thought it was fun, easy, fun stuff. That's pretty much what it definitely picked up at the with the World War Hulks, full of the Hulk stuff too. Like they ramped it all the way the fuck back up, and we built to this nice conclusion. There's big, explosive conclusion that kind of had the same energy as the beginning of the run. But yeah, I had a good time.
As someone reading it for the first time, I think I like this half better. Even though, as we discussed off air, I was missing some key pieces of information, and we'll get into that. I felt like it read better being in Red Hulk's mind, even if we didn't know who Red Hulk was. On the outside, when he is just an antagonist and he's just a force of nature, it just felt like a lot of things he was doing was just doing for the cool of it all, which I guess he kind of was, right? You're trying to sell these comics, you want him to be a compelling character.
Sometimes, like, if it doesn't happen all the time, sometimes cool things can happen for cool, just to be cool. I felt like that was the point. Like, we want you to understand all the things this character is capable of, because now we're gonna take it and put it through the ringer afterwards.
Yeah. But I felt like, being in his head, these weird twists and turns of double crossing, triple crossing. There's several teams. He's got double cross, triple cross about 4 or 5 times in this book. But by the end, I'm like kind of rooting him on. Like when we get to the end of the story, I'm rooting him on, and then I forget that I'm supposed to be rooting on Bruce. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Bruce, I'm down for you when he shows up at the end. Spoiler alert. But I thought this was really fun. I think both parts work, and obviously they go into an arc called Fall of Hulks, which really colors in a lot of these issues. It must have been a very interesting time to be a Hulk fan when all this stuff was coming out.
From what I remember, a lot of people, a lot of the more tenured comic fans didn't like it, and it's because of how, I think we discussed this last week, but it was just the Greg Pak's run, Planet Hulk, and to a lesser extent World War Hulk, even though I thought that was cool too. I didn't hate that. but especially Planet Hulk. Planet Hulk was like fucking masterpiece stuff, and then you kind
Yeah.
of went back. It's like back to reality for people. So like it was hard to read in comparison to the stuff that just came before it. But I think we're lucky to just jump into it like this, and we didn't. Well, I guess you were lucky because I actually did have to go with that. I had to do that, but
Well,
I
it's
didn't
like,
hate it back
but
then.
no, it's like I'm pretty sure Donny Cates has a fine Hulk run, but I just finished Immortal Hulk, right?
Yeah,
So I was
yeah,
just like, I don't think I need any more
yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I'm full and I'm grateful. Um, but yeah, and I I do like that like we basically are gonna cover, 12-ish issues and it takes up basically up until the 11th before they just expound upon what all this was, why all this was, who's behind all this, which I thought was pretty interesting. I like it when we get a full cast of characters in the second half. I know we got some A-listers in that first half, but we got like, is it X Factor?
We got excuse me, X
X
Force.
Force.
We
X
got X
Force.
Force. We got multiple Avengers. We got the Fearsome Four. It was kind of crazy. The
That's what I'm saying.
Fantastic
Like
Four.
out
Yeah.
thing gets a little bit
Thing
of a spotlight
finally.
on.
I mentioned in the first arc, I was like, damn man, I really wanted to see Thing get one in because he always fights the Hulk. Like give
Yeah.
him that's his thing. That's their thing. They fight. The Thing and the Hulk, they fight when they see each other. So I was like, yeah, I'm very glad they got one in. But yeah, we'll talk about it now, I guess,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
it comes
yeah.
up.
So we're gonna do our full recap and review. I'm going to start with issue 600 of Incredible Hulk, or just that one. It's a huge issue because it's an anniversary issue. There's so many different stories. We're gonna focus primarily on the story that affects Red Hulk, with Bruce's powers being taken away, and then we'll get into 13, 14, 15, and if you want to interject any Fall of Hulk stuff in from
Yeah, it's gonna
memory.
be it's gonna be pretty it's gonna be pretty necessary, I think.
Please, yeah, please
Yeah.
do. Yeah, so to reiterate, while this is going on, ladies and gentlemen, while this Red Hulk story is going on in Hulk, the Incredible Hulk series is still continuing, and these series cross over, and then it creates this event, Fall of Hulks. It's if you've ever read a crossover like this, it's like I read all the odd issue of this story by reading just Hulk, not really knowing that Incredible Hulk was also required reading for this. But I think I got the gist.
Essentially this book became the Red Hulk book, and the Incredible Hulk book became the Bruce Banner book. And I guess you can kind of at the end you finally get like the very last issue of World War Hulks, you finally get the combination of the two. They both kind of become one book, and you see the red squares and the green squares, and I was
That
like,
makes
damn,
sense.
should we have read the other half? But no,
Yeah,
this is
right.
Red Hulk. This is Red Hulk week. We're here
Yeah,
for the Raw.
that's it. That's it. We put Roke is in the main event. So starting with that 600 at the frontline office, Ben Urich types up a story he knows can never be published. Recounting the aftermath of World War Hulk, he recalls how the Hulk was taken down by an orbital satellite blast, leading to Bruce Banner's capture. Ulrich assumed that that was the end until 3 nights ago. Summoned in a parking garage, he meets She-Hulk, who warns of a cover-up involving Bruce. She reveals that he was handed over to a secret gamma base under General Ross and exposes the Red Hulk's actions, including the Abomination's murder and attacks on S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Baxter Building. She asks Ulrich to investigate and tells him to bring a photographer to Las Vegas. I like that Jennifer could just walk around like this. Like there's no hiding. Like she's trying to like, hey, I need you to get me some secret intel, but she's like 8 foot. She's like
It's just
250
like deep,
pounds of
was it
muscle and
Deep
like,
Throat or whatever the name
yeah, yeah.
was? Yeah.
That's why you're thinking of that, right? No other, no
Not
other
no other
reason.
reason.
No other reason. No other reason. But yeah, I'm like, she's like, psst. I'm like, come on, glowing green in the corner over there. Uh, Urich takes Peter Parker and with She-Hulk infiltrates the Gamma base disguised as AIM agents. Inside, Doc Samson reveals the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are actually AIM-controlled life model decoys and that MODOK orchestrated the Hulk's downfall. This is the first reveal, right? Well, we did
Yeah,
a
this
little
is the
bit of
first
it.
reveal. This is the first reveal that AIM is involved because I think did Samson turn already? He turned in the first half, didn't he?
He turned, but I don't think we found out why. I think the therapy
Yeah,
issues in this.
yeah, that was a really good issue.
Yeah, it was. Um, so yeah, MODOK's behind this. From a vent, they witness
Yeah.
Ames' experiments on a bomb and a mysterious figure in a tank, Bruce Banner.
Mm.
MODOK has been brainwashing Samson, who suddenly mutates and attacks, and She-Hulk tackles him, crashing into the lab and exposing their presence.
Uh yeah, this was one that I had to come back and read because I didn't realize, like you said, we skipped. I got over to the next issue and it was like
It
major
literally is
event.
like, as you know, Bruce has no powers, and I
I
was like, I
I,
don't know that. What do
I
I?
didn't know that.
I was like, when did that happen? But in the big 600 issue. So Red Hulk arrives, spotting Uric, but Spider-Man intervenes, distracting him. MODOK fires a blast, but it rebounds off the Red Hulk, accidentally freeing A-Bomb. Just as the Red Hulk grabs Spider-Man, Banner awakens, transforms into the Hulk, and smashes out of the tank. The Hulks clash, damaging a gamma core. Shockingly, the Red Hulk absorbs the Hulk's gamma radiation, forcing Banner's reversion and declaring he'll never change again. That's a big bum bum bum.
It's a big declaration. I feel like even they should have known better.
Yes.
Like
Not
we've
the,
been here
yeah, I
before.
would say
I'm
this is
fairly
not the
certain.
first time this has happened. Uh, as the core reaches critical mass, Spider-Man saves Uric, A-Bomb shields Banner, and the Red Hulk ensures She-Hulk and Samson are caught in the blast. Back in New York, Uric, believing Parker may have died, is unaware he's safe but lost his camera, leaving them with no evidence. Returning to the garage, Uric is confronted by the Red Hulk, who threatens to destroy Frontline if he publishes the story. Now Uric types his account, knowing war is coming, and that they're all going to lose.
World War Hulks is
World War
coming.
Hawks is coming.
What were they thinking? Like the World War Hulk had just happened. Like
Yeah,
this was, I don't know, it's a stupid
yeah.
name.
Is this a Secret Wars thing?
It's making everyone's fucking organization on the shelves difficult.
Yes, yes. No, 100%. I was just doing that. I'm like, okay, we got invasion, secret wars, secret war. So now we get into the Red Hulk of it all, and Bruce Banner now unable to become the Hulk because he was it sucked off? Is that a
Yeah,
colloquial term?
he got his soul sucked
They
out
took it. They took his mojo.
through a
Yeah,
tube, through a
General
tube,
Thunderbolt Ross sucked out his soul. Oh, spoiler alert.
throat
Yeah,
coat.
Rolk. Uh, he hides in his old secret lab in the New Mexico desert, still haunted by dreams of his alter ego. Meanwhile, Miss Marvel, but actually Moonstone Star
Yeah, is it
Moonstone. I
Moonstone?
think it's
Yeah.
Moonstone.
These are dark. This is happening during the Dark Reign era, so that means
Yeah.
Norman Osborn would have been in charge of Hammer, which used
Yes.
to be Shield, and
Uh-huh.
there's Dark Avengers, and Captain America's dead. So
Yes.
these are the overall things you should probably know about the world happening around right now.
Yeah. There's massive distrust to the OG heroes, given the
Yeah.
events of Secret Invasion, where half of them were aliens. Then Secret, or you could count
Or
Civil War with
before
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Civil War before that, where half of them were fugitives. And then
Fighting in the streets.
Hulk shows up to destroy the world, or seemingly, and beat up the other heroes, which also shows how dirty their hands were. Osborn gained a lot of favor killing the Skrull Queen, so people trust his ass. And yeah, he's being told right now, hey, by the way, Bruce Banner will no longer become the Hulk. And he's like, word? And he looks a little bit like Tommy Lee Jones.
I think he
He's
sends it. What he's talking to Ares at this point, right?
No, Miss
Lucky.
Marvel's the one who tells him. So then he's like, yeah, I've heard that before. Ares, why don't you go check out whether or not he's actually gone for good? Whether or not the Hulk is gone for good.
I love that Ares is still mad about the broomhead thing.
I would be too.
I'm gonna kill this guy. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, he's super down. In the cave, Banner encounters A-Bomb, Rick Jones, now fully in control of his monstrous form and able to camouflage. All these cool youngsters, when they get the powers, they get camouflage.
Yeah.
What's up with this?
Yeah.
He got a venom touch too. This dude, no.
What did he get? What else did he get?
He's
I
like,
think this.
is he armored or whatever? Like
Yeah, I think he's armored because he's an armadillo.
he could probably do like the Sonic
He could
spin.
definitely do Sonic. He could
the Sonic spin. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that came stock. Um, Rick wants to hunt the Red Hulk, but Bruce, believing his cure a blessing, sees no point. Ares suddenly attacks out of nowhere, demanding proof that the Hulk is truly gone. A-Bomb intervenes, but is quickly overpowered. When Ares threatens to decapitate him, Bruce distracts the god with a well-aimed rock, causing him to miss. As Ares lunges at Banner, he falls into an old Hulk containment chamber, and Bruce locks him inside before escaping. The next morning, Ares reports back, eager to hunt Banner, but Osborn considers it a victory. Bruce without the Hulk is no threat. That night, Bruce tells Rick that he doesn't need protection and urges him to move on. They share a hug before Bruce boards a bus and A-Bomb leaps away. And they do that a lot in this, but I love these massive beings just jumping as high as they can to get out of the situation. Yeah.
Sure. I thought this issue felt like an obligation. I felt like there are things going on in the world and we have to address them, and now we can move on.
Yes, because Red Hulk's not even in this issue.
No, it was just like, what would okay, so if the Hulk lost his powers, then we have to have Norman Osborn address it because Norman Osborn is such a big figure in the universe right now. So
Yeah.
make sure you take care of that shit. It's like, okay, I got
That
to
was
derail
that
my
was the
whole
editorial
shit.
issue. Yeah. All right, I'll put it all in one issue. Okay. Well, address
Yeah,
where
I'm
Rick Jones
getting
is,
all,
where Rick,
getting it all
you
out the
know,
way.
all of it.
Yeah. Send it up to Greg Pak, right? Because that's your problem.
To be interesting, to be fair, I do think things start getting interesting with this next issue when Domino shows up.
Yeah.
So, watching through her sniper scope, Domino spies Doc Samson in a heated exchange outside of a barbershop. When the meeting ends, she follows the mysterious man Samson spoke with, despite an uneasy feeling. Moments later, she watches in shock as he transforms into the Red Hulk. Her reaction gives her away, and the Red Hulk leaps after her, demanding to know who sent her. Domino insists that she couldn't see his face in the dark, but he isn't convinced. He hurls a water tower at her, briefly disorienting her. However, her luck powers kick in, causing the Red Hulk to crash through a building as it collapses, allowing her to escape. I really liked his sense of urgency in this.
Did we ever know for sure whether or not she knew? Because when she was looking through the scope, she couldn't tell. She was like, "Who's this weirdo with a dye job?" There's a green hair.
She also does like a oh my god.
Oh, she did. Okay, so
yeah.
So she probably did know.
At one point she does oh my god, but I don't know if she ever outright says it because I think the first person to it's revealed to is when Red She-Hulk is the whole.
That because I just read it now, kind of all at once. I don't know what you saw and what you didn't see, but did you get to read the issue where they explain how she got here to that
Domino?
moment? Red She-Hulk.
Red She-Hulk. Yeah. Well, she's not here yet, right?
Oh, she's gonna. Oh, it's about to happen right now.
Yeah.
She's gonna show up after fucking
yes. Thing. After the X-Force
after the X-Force thing.
Yeah. So later, the Red Hulk meets with Doc Samson and General Ross. Realizing Dominoes must be silenced, they gave him 24 hours to handle the situation and provide him with a pre-assembled team. The Red Hulk recruits them with irresistible offers. He crashes into Deadpool's home mid-battle with his own LMDs, helplessly destroying them before offering Deadpool $1 million for a day's work.
I love reading old school Deadpool. Not old school Deadpool, like not like Rob Liefeld Deadpool, or not even early Fabian and Chenza Deadpool. It's like this post Joe Kelly Deadpool, where it's like he's still like a fucking maniac. Like
he's he's still a piece of trash. I think at one point they find him in a strip club, right? Like he's actively in the strip club.
and he's still really morally ambiguous. Like he still will take any job, you know. Like I mean, shit, I'll be the bad guy. I'm honestly, he was probably more often the bad guy when he was a supporting character back in like early 2000s. But
Yeah,
I miss him being like actually batshit crazy to everybody. Like now he's so witty and everything is meta, you know.
yeah.
But it's like when you're reading this, he's just like a fucking buffoon, and everybody kind of has to deal with it. Like the Punisher has to like deal with it. The people around him have to bounce off this maniac motherfucker, and it was. I don't know what the word I'm looking
Are
for
you talking about
here is.
when they eventually do like the Thunderbolts Red or
This
whatever?
no, but this really just reminded me of Deadpool, how he was back then. Like if you read
Yeah, yeah,
Cable and Deadpool,
yeah.
Cable and Deadpool's my shit. Uh, he read more like this. This is kind of how it made me nostalgic for
He's
him.
still dangerous.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I think that's the level that's the thing that's kind of missing from the more comedic, more like babyface Deadpool. Um, I do think that he's gotten way further than being the anti-hero. I don't think there's many shades of
yeah.
gray in most interpretations nowadays. And for good reason. They're trying to sell books and you kind of don't want him
It
to be.
works. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like definitely not saying he sucks. Like now, it's just like,
Mhm.
oh man, I didn't realize how far we had gotten.
Yeah.
I was
It's
like,
better.
damn, this is almost a different guy.
Yeah. Pretty damn cool. He then tracks down the Punisher, interrupting his takedown of a Russian mob. Doesn't he say something like "I hate Russians" or something like that, or "I hate Russians"?
I
I was reading the comic and
think.
I was like, where the hell did that come from?
Why did he say that?
Yeah, he said something pretty ridiculous, like "I hate Russians" or "I hate how Russians speak" or something like that. I was like, that's a
I
bit.
hate how Russians speak.
It was
Jesus
something like
Christ.
that. It was something
What
pretty.
issue is this?
This would be 14.
For pull this
Yeah,
shit up
because
right now.
he's coming down from the sky, and Punisher is seemingly taking out members of the Russian mob, and he yells something that I was just like, where the hell did that come from? But I do like that, as we'll figure out later on, that he does have all these tactical advantages. There's a reason why he picked out each and every one of these people. He does have a tactical mind, and we on the, it ends up being revealed later on why exactly that is. What does he say?
Red Hulk says I hate the Russians. He
Oh, I
just
just
says
just I hate
I
the
hate the
Russians.
Russians.
Yeah, yeah, I knew it was something pretty blanket. Like
God
I
damn.
was like, can you say that?
Can what the hell?
Was Barbara Editorial sleeping that day? Like they just, yeah, just
Hey, I
put it in the
think it was
pile.
acceptable to just hate Russians back
I
then.
hate
Like
the Russians.
that's crazy.
All right.
All right.
All
That's why nobody
right.
fucks with you,
Yeah,
General Ross.
I'm telling
Weirdo.
you, Ross, the biggest boss. The Punisher refused to join until Red Hulk offers a list of every criminal in the witness protection program. Rounding out the team are Crimson Dynamo, Thundra, and Elektra. She's like the badass of the team. She's the
Yeah.
one. I think he says like she's the only one that he really wanted on the team or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's in a monologue. He didn't want any of these people. He was questioning why he needed to work with them. I forgot who gave him the list. Who made him work with these people?
This is all part of that like double triple cross
Oh,
stuff.
this was AIM. This. I mean, this would have been AIM
Yeah,
essentially. Because
yeah.
at this point, if you're fucking listening, you shouldn't be listening. This should not be your first listening reading
Yes, yes,
experience.
yes, yes.
This is not Comics Explained.
No, no,
Uh,
no.
but so he would have gotten that list from AIM, which is funny because this almost is like his Thunderbolts team. Almost.
I found it quite interesting when I started seeing who, because they're calling this team affectionately Code Red.
Yeah.
And
it works.
It gets you good. Thunderbolts Red is not too far from this. I think the only other person is like
It's like 4
Venom.
years out.
Venom, Red Venom,
Agent Venom.
Yeah.
Agent Venom is missing, yeah. But I think Elektra, I think Punisher.
No, definitely because Elektra and Punisher
Deadpool.
get it on in that. I
They
remember
do,
specifically.
they do.
Deadpool, I know, is on that team, and Agent Venom. I might be missing
That's
like one other
It's
person,
really
but
weird for me right now because I'm watching Deadpool. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm watching
Daredevil.
Daredevil in preparation for the show and thinking about Elektra and Punisher Bone. It's like
Well, you have to
fucking,
season.
fucking weird.
Did you
I'm
say
up
the final
to
season, right?
I'm up to Defenders. No, I'm gonna finish it now. I
Okay,
saw the
okay.
first couple episodes of the final season, but then they had announced that it was canceled already. It really took the fucking joy
Yeah.
from from it for me. I didn't see anything that came out after that announcement.
But you finished Defenders, or you started Defenders?
I finished Defenders. Yeah, Defenders. I finished. It was all right. I remember
It's
thinking it
just
was all right.
lopsided. I just feel like it's
Yeah,
lopsided. Like
I,
the pacing is a bit off.
I'll have a better thought for it now because I remember watching it the first time and thinking it was all right. But I think I'm watching it now right off of Daredevil, like right off of peak, and
Hmm.
it's like okay, let's see how far the quality is able to drop
Right.
here. We'll see.
I remember my
We'll
favorite
see.
part just being them all stepping to Danny. That was hands down. I was like, they wrote this for the fans. They
Oh
all
my
stepped to
god.
his ass and like, yo, what's it really gonna be?
We did he still have bad fight choreography in that show? I can't
No,
remember.
not in Defenders, I don't believe.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, because the whole thing about the Iron Fist stuff was supposedly he didn't have enough time to
It
learn
came right
his.
off of Game of Thrones or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, not fuck that whole situation.
Yeah. But they find Domino drinking at Flatiron Joe's in Hell's Kitchen. Speaking of Daredevil,
That's
she's
cool.
unfazed by Red Hulk's backup because she brought her own. From the shadows emerge Wolverine, Archangel, Warpath, and X-23.
That
Wolverine
was cool.
smirks at
Yeah.
his team, yeah, and gives them free reign except for one rule: the Red Hulk is his.
Big pop. Got a big pop from me. I was like,
100%.
ooh, shit, the fucking X Force is here.
Yeah,
I missed this era X Force again. 2008, early 2008. This is like my life. This is like where I live. This was like all the settings are so familiar for me. Everything feels so like at home. Like oh my god, it's my X Force.
you
Like
know what's
even
interesting about this time period is I literally I can map this out in my brain like historical events. Like is that before or after this the actual Civil
yeah,
War or the
yeah,
Revolutionary War or the and that's why and that led into World War II. It's like no, it's like Secret Invasion, Siege, all that, Dark Avengers, all that kind of that. Just this era though,
yeah,
just
yeah.
this like
I
I was
kind of call
locked
it
in.
the Bendis era because it felt like it was all. It wasn't always him, but he was like driving the train. Like his main book, his was the top book, Avengers, and that pretty much could take you through every event. Like if you jumped on Avengers and you just read Avengers through the events, you would have a pretty decent idea of what was going on in the Marvel universe at the
Yeah,
time. That's kind of how I did it too back in the day. I just kind of jumped on like because it was so linear back then. I don't know if they had this planned out for that long to all be connected that way, but that's kind of how it felt. I think starting with like Avengers Disassembled, then
yeah.
you went like if you just got on the Avengers Disassembled and then read Bendis's new Avengers book, it would take you through like House of M, Civil War, Silent War, Avengers Initiative, Secret Invasion, The Dark Reign, the fucking Siege, Fear itself.
Hmm.
Where did it end? Age of Ultron. It was like
Yeah,
fuck that actually.
it goes for World War Hulk, as you
World
mentioned
War Hulk. All
before.
the things that happened on the side too are like you could branch out. Like if you jumped on Avengers, you branched to the first event, and then you just kind of followed whatever characters were like your jam, and they would
Yeah.
all take you. God, it was so easy to read Marvel comics back then. You can read everything. It felt like you wanted to live in the world. And
Yeah.
maybe I was just maybe because I was younger. Maybe there's a 19-year-old today that feels this way
I still feel
about
like
today.
it's pretty linear. I started a lot of reading a lot of these runs about 10 years ago, when they were all about 10 years old, and I just remember it feeling seamless, and it's because all the titles were allowed to participate sometimes, and so it felt like more like a lived in
Oh,
world.
of
But also
course.
simultaneously, it did. I never felt like I lost anything by not reading any particular title. I felt like things still managed to stand on their own while dipping into the main stories, and then things got incredibly chunky, right? Because then you would have like Civil War, but Civil War X-Men, Civil War Spider-Man, Civil War, Thunderbolt, Civil War, and those things got their own unique flavor of that event. It wasn't just like, oh, look at my favorite character in the background of this splash page. No, odds are your favorite character had their own side book in whatever event was going on.
I kind of miss when I didn't have the option. Like I didn't know any better, so I would just be like, "I'm gonna read this entire fucking event," and it would be like Civil War, 123 issues
Yeah,
with all
yeah,
the tie-ins. But
yeah,
it felt like a historical event. Like I'm seeing this from every possible angle. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It was
Every
not.
It was every episode of a season, but the season was whatever event it was. It was just 52 episodes. You had to get through
Damn.
to
God
finish.
damn.
Yeah, but then they felt like events that way. Like
Yeah.
for like I very particularly think of Secret Invasion that way. Like I
Yeah.
read so many things, different Secret Invasion tie-ins that I like. The event feels massive to me.
You know how
And when they try to
crazy it
give it
is?
to me in a show form, I was like, "There's no way." I was like,
Even the book, if you just read 6 issues of Secret Invasion, you will not grasp the whole
no,
fucking Secret Invasion.
it comes and goes.
Bro, the one of the main plot points takes place in a comedy book on the
Yeah.
side in Deadpool's book. He goes
Oh,
that
the
whole
secret,
comedy
Deadpool
thing
secret, yeah.
to get the shotgun to Norman Osborn that kills the
The
fucking
Skull
queen in the
Queen.
climax. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? That just exists on the side like that.
And then where you don't get the pathos without like the Skrull family or
Yeah.
without is it Marvel? The fake Marvel that thinks that
Yeah,
he's
he thinks he's alive.
yeah, yeah, like all that stuff. Like, come on.
What's her name? Veranki, the
Yeah,
queen.
yeah,
She's got her own shit that's not in the main book. It's a
right.
lot. Man, comics are fucking, they're fun, but if you don't
Yeah.
pirate them, how the fuck are you ever gonna read it all?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I spent a lot of fucking money on comics. Don't fucking try to clip me saying I'm
right.
I just got a package. I gotta open this shit.
Oh boy.
Okay. Don't you dare.
Oh, I love that. I love that Brave New World artwork.
Oh yeah, can I get on there? It's fucking it says
yeah.
I gotta fight Papa Doc. That's my guy Demetrius at Everyone Comics. He fucking always leaves me a sketch on these envelopes. Check them out in New York City or online.
We got
if you
Han
have the
Solo
opportunity.
versus Papa Doc.
Han Solo versus Papa Doc.
I could dig it. But yeah, I think it's interesting that Red Hulk, like you said, like it's all the stuff that we know about the Hulk and now him having to confront it. So now it is the classic battle with Wolverine. Like that's all I'm thinking. Once Wolverine's here, I'm like, okay, Wolverine, Hulk. Okay, let's see how this fares up. So issue number 15, with his identity at risk, the Hulk assembles Code Red to capture Domino, the only witness to his transformation. But when they confront her at Hell's Kitchen's bar, she reveals her own backup X-Force. Refusing to hand her over, Wolverine launches at Red Hulk, driving him outside. The two brawl, with Wolverine drawing blood and demanding answers. When Red Hulk asks if Domino told him the truth, Wolverine simply says he doesn't ask questions he already knows the answer to. And I'm like, all right, so nothing?
He smelled it. Wolverine doesn't give a fuck.
But he never says anything. He don't snitch.
It's not his business. He's got no.
It's somebody's business. Sure.
And also, you know, she pulled the X-Force out here like all willy-nilly, but like they're supposed to be a secret task force. They're not supposed to exist.
Oh,
they're
they're
a mutant kill squad. They're literally not supposed to exist.
They work for Cyclops, right?
They work for Cyclops. He put together a kill squad on the low. And I think Red Hulk kind of threatens them with that fact. Like, you know, like I could go public with this. Like
two shady organizations at the same time fighting in secret.
That's probably why Wolverine didn't say anything.
Fair. Mutually assured destruction. This is my favorite part. Their fight escalates until Wolverine just slashes Red Hulk's eyes, blinding him. Enraged, Red Hulk hurls Logan far away. There's going to be a lot of like Red Hulk bleeding in this. I do dig the yellow blood. I think it's effective.
I like it. It's radioactive.
Yeah,
it
right? Looks like lava, feels like lava.
Yeah, it glows.
Really cool.
I like that his glowing eyes got shut off. Like because he's blind, all the lights went out.
Yeah.
I'm blind.
Why did I love that
like
just,
that.
He just got gashes in his eyes. He's like, I know I'm gonna heal soon, but right now this sucks.
He knows he's gonna heal soon. We know he's gonna heal soon, but when they did it, like even the cuts in his
so
face,
sad.
I'm blind.
Yeah, he looks so
I'm
sad.
never gonna see again.
Yeah, he looks so sad. And then he literally, for the rest of this, gets his hand held and walks around with people. This big hulking monster. And I love that at one point we get a POV of like his vision coming back. He could just see like blurs. I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. So inside the bar, Archangel battles Crimson Dynamo, Deadpool clashes with Warpath, and Punisher takes on X-23. Thundra tries to subdue Domino, but she breaks free with a gunshot. In the air, Archangel forces Crimson Dynamo to eject, but the Russian triggers his armor's self-destruct, knocking Archangel unconscious. Meanwhile, Punisher impales X-23 with a pool cue, but she knocks him out in return. Elektra intercepts Domino, suggesting that they're being played. Both teams were set up to wipe each other out.
Yeah.
That's why you don't join.
This is really fun. This is just
That's what I'm
really
saying. It's just
fun
espionage shit.
beating the shit out of each other right here, though. Like these few pages right here, they're just flat out brawling.
And these are all bloodthirsty characters for the most part.
It really is. There's it's like a whole group of morally gray characters just whooping each other's ass. It was fun.
And with like a paper thin reason as to why.
Yeah.
like they don't even.
She knows who I am.
Yeah. Hey, I got this big buddy. You want to come to this bar? I think he's gonna show up and try to kill me.
Was this Ed McGuinness? Was this Ed McGuinness art book? He found some really funny, interesting, not funny, but really interesting ways to draw Domino. I thought in this run here, she's just got thrown out of a window and she's like spread eagle for some reason. Like,
that's her luck. You can see her luck from here.
I understand. That's the idea, is that we're lucky.
Yeah. So elsewhere, Deadpool and Warpath's fight spills into the kitchen, where a stray knife cuts an electrical wire, igniting a gas leak and triggering an explosion. Thundra pulls herself from the wreckage and finds Red Hulk, who insists they'll retreat before sunrise. That's when she notices he's blind. Suddenly, Wolverine speeds towards them in a taxi, ramming the Red Hulk.
They did it again, though. He's like faced the other way, and it's a reveal.
Yeah,
what are you looking at? Nothing.
I can't.
I can't see. Oh,
poor thing. All the little red violins. Barely phased, Hulk sends Logan flying through the windshield. As Wolverine recovers, he tells Hulk to call it quits. The fight is lost.
He fucking crashed. He threw a taxi at him.
Yeah. He doesn't give a damn. Before he gets an answer, he's blindsided by a massive red-skinned woman in a shredded jumpsuit wielding Domino's gun and Elektra's Sigh, the Red She-Hulk.
Hot.
Hot. You got a little bit of a Bride of Frankenstein thing going on.
Exactly, and for good reason, right? That's actually like there's no way that isn't on purpose, because she's literally that, like the Bride of Frankenstein, but also very hot. Like he got as close to giving you Red She-Hulk pelvis area as he could.
I'm like, this is not an outfit. This is not.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to ask you about, what you read and what you didn't read. Do you know what she's wearing? Like, did you get to read that?
No. Is there a reason?
Okay, damn, that sucks.
What's she rocking?
Well, there's an issue of Incredible Hulk that takes place. It kind of tells you how she got here. So you see, she fights fucking. Well, I guess if you're listening to this and you know there is another double cross element with Elektra on Thunderbolt Ross's team. She was on the team because she wanted to keep track of things, because she had, but Domino already knew this before the bar. So by the time they confront each other in the bar, they actually already knew. They knew that they were working together. That's why when she pushed her onto the bar again and tried to warn her, like, somebody's putting us against each other, there was a familiarity, because they already had the conversation earlier in the night. They got interrupted by the fucking Red She-Hulk.
Who
stripped Domino naked and took her fucking outfit for herself.
So now she's back rocking Domino's clothes, tattered.
Yeah. So that's Domino's outfit that she's wearing here.
That makes sense for the dimensions of the
outfit. Like, why? Like, why did he have to? Like, why is she?
Because if she chose that it's a whole other thing. But the fact that it barely fits her because it doesn't belong to her makes a lot more sense.
And she actually, now that I look at that, I didn't see this before. She's holding. I don't know if you can see that. She's holding one of Elektra's sheaves as well. Yeah. So that's the whole.
It should be one of Domino's guns, and it should be one Elektra's Sigh.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, damn, that's cool as fuck. Great reveal though. I'm kind of sad that she doesn't exist anymore. Almost.
No, she was. I felt like she was a little bit in
this is honestly.
Hulk, she takes out Bruce. Oh, she's a harpy. right?
Yeah, that sucks. That actually sucks. Is she still a harpy?
No,
Does she even exist?
I don't know if she's still around.
Bro, we read 50 issues of fucking Immortal Hulk, and was she in there at all?
Well, she shows up as a harpy and
At
rips
the
his heart
end,
out.
right? Like,
No, in the very
at,
beginning, like this
oh,
is
or
before he goes to hell for the first time.
harpy
Where he,
stuff.
where he goes
Fuck.
before he goes not to hell, but the below before the below or whatever.
Jeez,
The below all.
the one below all. It is
Yeah.
basically hell. It's green hell,
There's
radioactive
a
hell.
Alex Ross cover where it's like her standing over him with the
That's
heart
right.
ripped
It's a
out.
fucking harpy.
Yeah.
God, that's a stupid status quo.
Very strange.
I don't like that.
So the battle between Code Red and X-Force takes an unexpected turn when Wolverine is taken out by a mysterious red She-Hulk wielding Domino's gun and Elektra's sai. Thundra recognizes her, but Red Hulk claims he doesn't. When asked where she got her weapons, Cody replies that she took them after killing Domino and Elektra. Wolverine refuses to believe it and electrocutes her by stabbing an underground power line.
Can I also say there's this scene here, and it reminded me of while we talk about the way they draw women in art, where like superhero women outfits, like you always see both butt cheeks, and it's like
Yes.
back in the day, you would think like, man, that's a strange way to draw them. Like, do women really wear clothes like that? And it's like, no, well, back then they didn't, but today that's a really common yoga pants look.
Yeah,
you can
100%.
go out in the street and see two butt cheeks any day of the week, day of the week now. I
So
don't know. I had that thought, but that's where we are.
I mean, I don't know about the innovation. Who knows? Maybe yoga pants are made with unstable molecules.
I think that even if they aren't yoga pants, and the idea, especially the especially the ones that look like what Red She-Hulk is wearing here,
Yes.
are the greatest invention that mankind's ever created. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, yoga pants. Do we know who created yoga pants?
No,
Do we have?
not on the whim. We will, but if we want to, we can get them if they're alive. We'll get them on the show.
We'll get him. I have to get him on the show. I want to shake it. I want to hug him.
There you go. So breaking free, he searches for Domino, warning anyone who follows him will die. Red She-Hulk attacks, and as they fight, he claims Jennifer Walters is dead. Enraged, Wolverine goes into a frenzy, but is blasted away by the Punisher, who emerges from the burning bar with Deadpool. Before they can regroup, Archangel straps them with razor-sharp feathers. Thundra manages to snare him mid-air with her chain, threatening to snap his neck if he doesn't land. Amidst the chaos, Red She-Hulk tells Red Hulk to come with her. This is when she's walking him around blind.
He wouldn't go, and this is like the first indication that there might be a connection. He wouldn't go with her, and then she gives him like a Sun Tzu quote. And
yes.
He's like, okay, I'll follow.
Yeah, Art of War.
But I also wanted to say, did she spit? Like, she spits in Wolverine's face. Like, she spits blood in Wolverine's face. But like, did that shit do acid, or was that like a fucking just a distraction?
I think it was just a distraction. I don't think it burned him. But it would be interesting if it did.
Because it glows so much, it was hard to tell if, like, did she fucking, what the fuck is that, an extra power or some shit?
Right. I actually knew telling him about Jennifer would piss him off. I'm glad. I was surprised to see how angry he got, but hey.
He's like, didn't they fuck? I think they have. If not, I'm sure he's interested.
Miss Walters has had quite a life.
I know they had that cute little moment where she gives him the fastball special, and she's like, "Yeah, these are really tight."
Talking about his little butt. So as Wolverine recovers, a mysterious man stops him, urging him to focus on finding Domino and Elektra instead of giving into rage. Convinced, Logan charges through the fire. The man then informs Archangel that Warpath and X-23 are still inside, then turns to Code Red, revealing the Hulk was never going to keep his promise, but he will. Meanwhile, the Hulk navigates subway tunnels. Red Hulk demands answers, and Red She-Hulk reveals she was sent by the same people who created him to recover him before he becomes a liability. She reminds him of his failures, drawing too much attention, failing to destroy the Green Hulk, and ultimately depowering him back to Bruce Banner. Now Red Hulk is the last one left. Red Hulk tests her, referencing an old fable. She recognizes it, saying someone she once loved told her that story, but he's dead to her now. When he presses her identity, she only says she's a friend and that he'll need all the friends he can get before their employer's true plan unfolds. As they move forward, Red Hulk's vision starts to return. Red She-Hulk urges him to get to higher ground, but he senses something lurking in the tunnels. When she dismisses his concern, he slams her against the wall, demanding to know where she's leading him. She overpowers him easily as Thundra, Deadpool, and the Punisher ambush him. As Red Hulk struggles to understand what's happening, Doc Samson steps forward and reveals the truth. He's been double-crossed. What is their obsession with Doc Samson?
Hey, Doc Samson's a really big, really important Hulk character.
I did not know that. And in this story, he keeps turning. I'm aware that he is a Hulk character.
No,
to
but
the
like,
extent of how
like a
big
big
of a
one.
Hulk character he is,
Yeah.
I've never really known.
Yeah.
I know he's played by the guy from Modern Family in the Eric Bana Hulk movie. Is it the Eric Bana Hulk movie?
Yeah, it is. They adapt
yeah.
a little bit of the Peter David stuff.
Yeah, I know he's played by that guy there. He did appear in Immortal Hulk, and he was a good guy to my knowledge, and he helped Bruce like a therapist would, if I can recall correctly.
He
But
mostly was a good guy. I mean, this is one of the instances where he is a bad. I mean, he's been an antagonist, but not a bad guy. Kind of like
did he
Ross.
start as an
And
antagonist? Is that because they keep
I,
referencing that he
I
makes
don't
this
think.
machine that takes Bruce's powers and then gives it to him?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think he was a bad guy. I don't remember Samson being a bad guy. Most times I've read Samson, he helped the Hulk, whether through therapy or as a physical teammate. Like
Yeah,
he's there for him. But yeah, he's pretty big, pretty damn big Hulk character.
yeah. Blinded and betrayed, the Red Hulk was lured into the New York City subway by the mysterious Red She-Hulk, only to be ambushed by his own team. With a sigh stabbed in his neck, he warns Deadpool, Thunder, and Punisher that Doc Samson, a skilled manipulator, likely told them whatever they wanted to hear to turn against him. Samson confirms this, revealing that Deadpool and Punisher will get their promised rewards once the Red Hulk is dead. However, he miscalculated. Thunder remains loyal and attacks him. Seizing the moment, the Red Hulk convinces Punisher and Deadpool to switch sides. When Red She-Hulk intervenes, he slams into her, creating chaos just as a subway train passes, giving him a chance to escape.
This is a great moment on that train because now, like you said, now is when he starts getting treated the way he used to treat Bruce. He's like, I'm just here to fucking stay a second. And it's like,
leave me alone.
Fucking kill us.
Yeah. Also, what do you think about that whole thing of the sigh and he'll bleed to death regardless of being a Hulk or not?
I guess.
Kind of wonder if there was like a precedence for that.
There was no they like Hulk being like fucking. I don't even know if he counts as one of like the green. Like, does he get to go through the green door?
Oh, Red Hulk?
Yeah,
Interesting.
That's a thought I didn't have, but because we weren't like Hulk wasn't definitely immortal before, like Immortal Hulk. Right now we pretty much we know that he can't die no matter what. But like, was he
Maybe
immortal?
there's a different maybe Bruce has like the purity of gamma radiation, which leads him to having access to the green door, because Rolk is a mixture of gamma and cosmic energy, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if that impurity means you can't
keeps
come
him
in.
from being immortal.
He's a
That's fucked up.
there's a bouncer, and he's like, yeah, you're not full gamma.
Because you figure when they say something like that, you only have the original Hulk to go off of, and then the idea that this one isn't him, so maybe he can bleed out and die.
Is this the fastest? Oh, I guess maybe even Spider-Verse a little bit, right? But is this the fastest they just started generating people for a family?
No, because they fucking well, I guess I was gonna think fucking Superman in the 50s when he started getting the pets. And
Yeah.
the cousin and the fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
Super
That's
grandpa,
good.
whatever.
They did just start popping out a whole ass family of characters, but
a bunch of Hulks, enough to have a
a
war.
bunch of fucking Hulks. That's what it was, right? We need a bunch of Hulks. Can we make a bunch of Hulks fight each other? Let's make this shit happen.
And then the thinly veiled plot of like, oh, some of the heroes are Hulks. Well, they're not anymore, but they were.
That went by so fast.
Yeah, but it happens all the time, right? Like Drowned in in DC, and it's like they're all
It's one
evil
of the.
fish people.
It's
Oh
one
no,
of
it's
those
all it's
things.
over. They're all
It's
back. It's
it's
okay.
one of those things that you can make videos about for like non-comic fans, and they would think like it was some significant like holy fucking shit, like that time that the Thor
Well,
became the Hulk,
he'll be
like
listed.
like
He'll be listed as the most powerful version of Spider-Man or something like that. And then you look it up, and it's
yeah,
like, yeah, it was that one half of a page where he was the Hulk for
it's like
whatever reason.
Superman Prime. It's like
Yeah,
you mean that one exposition thing?
yeah.
I'm
Like, no,
like, yeah.
it's not a thing. Um, so, forcing his way aboard the train, he tries to calm the terrified passengers, but Red She-Hulk catches up, ripping him through the roof. As
Oh,
they fight, she scolds him for losing sight of his mission in favor of personal vengeance.
let me say this shit. This is a pet peeve of mine. Any form of fiction, any fucking form of fiction that takes place in New York that has a subway that goes outside in downtown Manhattan, it pisses me the fuck off. I hate it.
Why?
It's
Oh,
such a fuck. It doesn't exist. The
yeah,
only trains that are outside down there are the fucking Metro North. That is a subway. It
yeah,
happens in Spider Man. It happens in this. It
yeah.
happens all the fucking time in
Well,
movies, television shows.
Midtown is Franklin K. Lane, which is in Jamaica, Queens.
Is that supposed to have a
So,
fucking train? What the
yeah,
fuck is this? 1940?
right. Chicago,
I actually,
1940
yeah. What is
Chicago.
this? Chicago? Like, I actually hate it. It's a pet peeve of mine.
But
Fucking
what's
hate it.
also weird is that there's a metric ton of comic book writers from New York, so you would think,
Why do you like? Why didn't you just ask?
who let
I'm
this
sure
pass? Uh,
it's right next to what is this? The Empire State Building.
yeah, right around the corner. Don't you know?
There's no
Don't you
fucking
know?
trains
No.
around the Empire State. Have you ever seen that? Has anybody ever seen a damn train? You don't think they would have used that as some type of beautiful establishing shot at
Yeah.
some point in history if there was a train that ran outside next to the Empire fucking State Building?
Yeah, everything else is downright ridiculous, but they could have at least gotten this right.
No, everything else of all the unbelievable things in
This
the
is the
Marvel universe.
what is it? Breaking the suspension of disbelief.
As a matter of fact, in all the places in the fucking world, in all of fiction where you would not have outside trains, it's the Marvel Universe Manhattan.
Yeah,
How would those things ever be up? Like why? Like they would be
yeah. And I
destroyed
mean,
every fucking week.
you would look up the Statue of Liberty to remember how to draw it, right? Like you totally would. Like you totally like, I gotta make sure I get this right. But everything else, yeah, just making it up as they go along.
That's all
Uh,
right.
so as they fight, she scolds him for losing sight of the mission in favor of personal vengeance. Gaining the upper hand, Red Hulk drags her up to the Empire State Building's peak, demanding an answer about her identity and creation.
He
Just dragging
yanked
her.
her by her hair up the Empire State Building. Just
Yeah, regular calm shit. When he she
regular
refu-
stuff.
when she refuses, he prepares to drop her, but hesitates, realizing it's something the old Hulk would have done. Instead, he lets her go. So in response, she kicks him off the building, sending him crashing into the streets below with enough force to shake the Baxter building. Is that when Homie wakes up?
Yeah, she threw him right into the thing's fucking room.
He's over it.
Yeah.
Elektra finds him and explains that her fight with Red Hulk was messy, which is why their enemy had her and Domino's weapons. She also located Domino. They head to a penthouse where X-Force has captured Silver Sable, revealing that Samson hired. Oh yeah. That I knew they explained why Domino was there. Samson hired her to manipulate Domino into seeing the Red Hulk's transformation, setting off the whole conflict. With both sides holding leverage, Red Hulk warns that the government has plans to eliminate mutants and that Wolverine's involvement in X-Force could trigger them. Recognizing the stalemate, Wolverine and Domino agree to send their team away in exchange for turning Silver Sable over. And
That's
Sable's there
fun.
like, what the fuck?
She's naked. She got stripped naked. Domino took her clothes. They
Ridiculous.
they don't say it. They don't say it.
Hurt
And
people,
you
hurt
would
people. Domino
know.
got her clothes taken. Now she's taking people's clothes.
That's actually kind of a fuck up. Because if the She-Hulk thing happened before the fight with Domino on the in the bar or whatever,
Yeah.
well, Domino had clothes on at that point.
That is true.
Someone editorial let that one slip by. the
That and the New York stuff. You already know that the
New York, the New
quality
York
check
stuff,
on this issue is
the
a
New
little bit
York stuff
low.
is just the New York stuff is just what all people do because nobody cares to check because it's very convenient to have a train downtown. It's fiction anyway. Suck my dick, bro.
When's the
It's a,
last When's the last time we've got an establishing shot and there's a bodega?
and but you know what? I will give you bodegas until at least 96th Street.
Yeah,
Until at least
that's
96th Street.
that's fair.
And then beyond that, they're fucking it's Yemeni stores that look like bodegas.
Yeah, maybe some food carts outside.
But they charge like gas stations.
Yes, they do.
Like,
Terrible. Elektra finds him and explains that her fight with Red did that already. Before leaving, the Red Hulk demands Sable return the money Samson paid her. Elektra points out that everyone in Code Red was chosen because they were potential threats if Domino revealed his identity, suggesting his employers wanted him exposed. Yeah, I love like they were all gossips. Basically, is what they say. Like all the people on his team were people that if they found out about his secret identity, it would be like a day before everyone knew. Which is funny. If they see him as expendable, he's in serious trouble. Acknowledging this, Red Hulk secures his allies. He upgrades the Crimson Domino with Dynamo with Stark Tech, pays Deadpool, and gives Punisher the location of his abandoned shield armory. Finally, he meets Thundra, assuring her that the situation is under control. When she asks if he's ready for what's next, he simply replies, "They'll never know what hit them."
They'll never know.
Do they ever get into why she's so loyal to him?
Tundra?
Yeah. I remember him calling her and being like, "We should talk" or whatever.
That was it. It was the conversation.
She's just down.
She's just down. He convinced her.
Hey, sometimes he's just down.
I'm trying to see what because I know at this point now it starts jumping. Like at this point, there's parts of the story that are taking place in the other book.
In Red Hulk, I mean in World War Hulk.
Yeah, but because I guess we'll get through this story first. When there's a particular reveal that will make me that I'll have to talk about some of the things that happen.
Yeah, because the next one is the Samson
Yeah.
issue by itself.
Yeah.
So Doc Samson, recovering Nightmare, sees him battling both the Green and Red Hulks, always on the verge of victory before chains drag him into the darkness, where he is beaten to death. During a therapy session, when asked if he sees himself as a failure, Samson nearly walks out but insists Leonard is gone. Only Samson remains. The discussion shifts to his father, Leo Skiervarsky, a psychiatrist with a questionable reputation. Young Leonard was given a Newton's cradle, a symbol of his destined path, though he wasn't sure he wanted it. The therapist digs deeper, noting how Samson was drawn to superheroes but never gained the fame of a Reed Richards or Tony Stark. He suggests Samson fixated on Bruce Banner, another outcast who never got the girl, especially Betty Ross, whom the therapist calls his Delilah. Samson insists he saved Betty, but his interrogator suggests he only sought to outmatch Banner, Ross, and General Talbot. The conversation shifts to Samson's transformation, his siphoning of gamma radiation from Banner. When asked why, Samson says his reasoning wouldn't be understood. The therapist probes further, suggesting that he was driven by ego, needing to prove himself superior. When the topic turns to his thrill for battle, he likens it to sex. And then the tension starts to peak.
I didn't even like it. He's just straight up said that it was like sex.
Does he say better?
He didn't say it was better, but he says like, what does it feel like? And he says sex, and he was like, did you want me to adjust that again? Yeah, say that was a fraud. What is it? A
Freudian slip?
Yeah. Yeah, and he was like, no, I get off on it.
I come.
Like, oh shit!
I come,
Samson.
I come hard. I'm Samson.
I come green. Help!
It's in my hair.
It burned.
Oh, terrible. The therapist questions why Samson still considers himself a failure. Was it because he never beat the Hulk, never won Betty? Snapping, Samson attacks, only to find his victim is his past self, Leonard Jr.
Yeah.
Another figure, his heroic self, tries to intervene, but Samson kills them both. And says it was the best idea he ever had.
I love when the Hulk people do interact with each other in their heads. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if like was that like Peter David's. I gotta see if that happened beforehand or but that's
So is
always
that
cool.
just a another sort of latent effect of massive gamma radiation is a level of dissociative identity disorder?
I feel like that definitely comes with because I'm thinking about maybe even all the people in this little family.
Hmm.
Uh, they all have like a second. Don't call me by that name.
Yeah.
Like don't call me by that name.
Yeah.
I would imagine they all have it.
What a freaking catch 22. The entire session has been unfolding within Samson's mind, carefully monitored by Modoc. Watching his pawn unravel, Modoc is pleased because Samson is ready.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
now, I think if you want to talk to the people about Fall of Hulks,
Yeah, so we've got the Fall of the Hulks, and while we've been talking about what Red Hulk's been doing over here, we also have Bruce on the other side, who has one come into contact with his son. And if you didn't know, during Planet Hulk, Bruce took or not Bruce Hulk took a queen, and I forgot how to fucking say her
she
name.
was willing.
She was willing. She was a partner in war. They basically they went through some shit. They came out on the other side, king and queen of the planet. Uh, the ship that he got sent up there with exploded. She died with child, and that's what sets off World War Hulk. He comes back to destroy the fucking Avengers for sending him up there with a ship that blew up. How dare they? As it turns out, it was Meek who blew up the ship because he thought the Hulk lost his edge.
Got
That
soft.
is what it is. But the baby survived. The baby grows on to become Sakaar, and Sakaar believes that the Hulk is responsible for all the things that happened to him. So he hates the Hulk, not Bruce Banner. He hates the Hulk. So now at this point, Bruce Banner can't turn into the Hulk. And so Sakaar is with Bruce until the Hulk comes back because we all know, and Sakaar knows, that the day will come. And when that day comes, he's going to kill the Hulk. And Bruce is counting on that because we've got the Modoc with AIM, who's been working with the leader.
Dum dum
Uh, is
dum.
this fucking Mo Man? What is this?
No, it's
No, no,
uh
it's the leader, Red Ghost, Mastermind, fucking Modoc,
and
Doom,
Thinker and
and
Eggman,
Thinker.
Egghead.
Fucking Thinker is who
Thinker
it
and
was.
I Thinker always makes me laugh because he always wears that green onesie.
He's
It's just
ugly as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, and so they're trying to kidnap the eight smartest people on Earth and drain their intelligence
Yes. They're working
for.
with Modoc and Modoc, and they kind of allude to the fact that they created a Hulk that they can control.
So, yeah, as it turns out, in the Bruce Banner side of things, we kind of find out that this intelligentsia was responsible for pretty much all of these new Hulks.
Yeah.
They're responsible for Red Hulk. They're responsible for Red She-Hulk. They're responsible for A-Bomb. They're in control of Samson.
They know
Uh,
where Betty is and they know
yeah,
where Jen is.
yep. And so this intelligentsia that has been working against them, and I feel like they don't get mentioned as much in the Red Hulk book until like the end, where he's
No,
directly
they literally like,
confronting.
and we are the intelligentsia. And I was like,
What's
I feel
going
like yeah,
on?
it's like I feel like I missed something.
Wizard.
And
Uh,
remember, in She-Hulk, they're just like a incel group online.
I hate that so much. I didn't hate She-Hulk the show as much as other people, but some things like that really bother me.
Yeah, it could they
Uh,
could have found a way to turn it all around. You know, like where people, very smart people rally angry mobs online. They could have found a way to make it propaganda, but they kind
but
of left it
just
where
to
it's at.
just to long story short, this side of things, Doctor Doom does get tricked by the intelligentsia because he was one of the eight minds that they wanted to drain. So fuck, why was that particular point important? Because he
Because he
has the
sucks up
damn
he soaks up the energy of the Hulk or something like that, and it gives him a
and puts it
virus.
into a fucking, it gives him a virus, but then he has this robot Hulk that comes back later, and I
Yeah.
can't remember why it was so fucking strong. It's a robot.
But it has cosmic energy, not gamma energy.
I guess
And
that's
also,
convenient as fuck.
they learned through Doom, right, how to resurrect. Is it?
How to perfect the resurrection, because they had been capable of resurrection before
Yeah.
they brought General Ross back to life, but he was fucking mindless.
Yes. Yes.
So this Doom has helped him fix it.
Right.
But
So
yeah,
now the intelligentsia is capable of creating Hulk-like creatures and resurrecting people from the dead. And their goal is to capture the 8 smartest people in the Marvel universe and take their intelligence from them in the same way that they were able to take the gamma radiation from Bruce and create other monsters.
yeah, and so Bruce puts together a little team. They don't have a name, but it's Namor, Korg, Spider-Man, Amadeus Cho, and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And they're going to go free the 8 smartest people on Earth from the damn helicarrier that got destroyed in the second issue, because it
Yeah.
did not get destroyed. It was being stolen. They
Yeah.
just made it easier to steal when it's broken into pieces.
100%.
Yeah,
Which is
so they put it back.
all part of their plan. And even that little team that Hulk put together, I mean, come on, himself included. I'm assuming he's one of the ones they needed. Amadeus is up there, and so is Namor. I'm assuming as well. So I think some of that was self-preservation.
Amadeus Cho is one of the 8 smartest people on Earth, but Bruce had ranked him at 10 so that the intelligentsia wouldn't get him.
Smart.
Very smart.
It's gonna make his Asian parents very upset.
There's something that I can't, like, the rest of this I can't really talk about until we talk about who Red Hulk is working with in his book right now.
Okay. So in issue 19, we start off at the Baxter building. Mr. Fantastic struggling to decipher security footage from the Gamma base. This is something he did before that actually brought a virus to his computer. So before he can make progress, a new incarnation of the Frightful Four that we were just talking about launches a surprise attack. The Wizard incapacitates Reed with an electric blast. Claw torments the Invisible Woman with sounds of her children in distress. And the Human Torch faces Lyra in the garage, and the Trapster ambushes the Thing in his sleep. As Reed is flung from a window with an anti-gravity disc, the Wizard opens a portal to the negative zone. Claw knocks out Sue, and while the Thing, breaking free from the Trapster's paste, is pulled towards the portal. The Trapster stuff looked really scary and really effective, and then it just didn't do anything. Is it sexist to just that the way they fought the mom was just by making her listen to her kids cry?
You know what? It's a good mental tactic, okay?
But it doesn't work. She goes, "Oh, you should have fucking like." How dare you use my kids against me?
It was a good thought. It was a good thought process. All right.
None of these guys are effective. But I guess they find the fucking Fantastic Four, right? That's the whole reason. That's the whole thing.
That doesn't help.
They turned this around pretty quick. Who's Lyra?
Lyra is Bruce's daughter with Thundra in the future. It's not it's weird. It's hard to explain because I didn't read the book that she came from, but I've always seen her as a supporting character. She is Bruce's real daughter.
I kept wondering if she was like an alien or something.
No, she's a Hulk. She is also a Hulk. I don't know if her mother's Thundra or not. I have to double check. Let me double check. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, check that.
Double check. But
check that out.
It's definitely someone
green.
No, man, it's that lady that I don't know if I read this with you. Hulk was married. Yeah, the lady that he fucking married that was dead in his arms, Jarella? Mm-hmm. Jarella or whatever. That's her daughter. His daughter? Yeah, that's her daughter.
But she got beef with him?
No, that gets she's double agent. There's a lot of that going around.
Yeah, this is very true. So at the last moment, the Red Hulk arrives, grabbing the Thing's hand to prevent him from falling in to the negatives zone portal. Watching from the Intelligentsia's war room, an enraged Samson wants Red Hulk dead. but MODOK, expecting his interference, urges patience. I guess this is why I had beef with Samson. Like he's clearly
Yeah,
not all there. Like he's clearly and he's just like always yelling about shit and then ultimately there's always someone pulling his strings. He acts like he's the smartest person in the room, but he's not. He's always at the behest of somebody else.
I when talking about Lyra, when I first read this in the when I first read this story, I thought she was pre-existing. I
What
thought
do you
she was
mean?
somebody. I thought she was somebody that existed before all this, but no, she debuted in August of 2008.
Oh wow.
I was like, what the fuck?
And
I
what,
never
Incredible
knew
Hulk?
that. In a one shot called Hulk Raging Thunder, and then she comes back in another one shot called Hulk Family Green Jeans.
Green
Who
jeans.
would have bought these? You just tricked them with the Hulk stuff. But yeah,
Green
then she
jeans.
comes back. She comes back in Avengers Academy, and then Fall of the Hulks. Damn, they really had it out for this character. They just buried the shit out of her.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like this is the most I've ever seen of her. I wasn't aware
oh
there was
yeah, that's
other.
my other daughter. Don't worry about that. What the fuck? The Hulk's other
We just it
daughter?
was just such a reveal that he even had a son in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and by the way, here's my daughter. Uh, at the last moment, oh, I did that already. When She Hulk tries to calm down Samson, he like backhands her or some shit like that, and so and so she knocks him out with a headbutt, and so the Modoc's like none of this from you, and zaps her, reminding Samson that she's unstable and must be controlled.
Her fucking mother is Thundra. Oh
It
my
is,
god.
so
It
it's
is
not that
Thundra.
other chick. It's
Her
not
mother Thundra came to the past and obtained a DNA sample from the Hulk, which was used to
and a
create
turkey
Lyra.
baster.
Why do they keep doing that? Stop stealing people's semen.
Clip that. Just clip that right there. Put that on a t-shirt. Back at the Baxter building, Red Hulk and the Thing struggle to close the portal. The Thing, assuming Red Hulk is part of the attack, attacks him. I like that.
You punched him in the face.
Yeah, it's like it's hands. He's like, I'm trying to save you. It's hands on sight. Red Hulk convinces him they must shut down the portal before it destroys everything. Meanwhile, outside, the wizard reveals to Reed that he is one of the 8 targets before the Frightful Four successfully capture him and retreat. I just love that. I just love the negative zone door. Just all the trouble that damn door has brought this family.
And he still has it there in the basement.
That's what I'm saying. It's still right there next to the
What the
kids'
fuck?
toys. It's standing right next to the kids' toys. Like, oh,
Your
don't open
brother
that.
died. Your brother died there. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Just like it wasn't like I'm going to, open that portal and make both versions of Earth crash. He's like, I'm just gonna open the door. That's all I gotta do to threaten your life is open that door that you to a dimension that you put in your home. Ridiculous. Inside, the Red Hulk absorbs too much energy, inadvertently pulling the Thing into the portal again. He manages to pull Ben back, and together they finally shut it down. However, the Thing still doesn't trust him and lands another punch. Red Hulk warns that a larger threat looms and they must work together before leaping away. Again, another leap. When Sue and Johnny recover, the Thing promises Sue that they will get Reed back. Later, the Red Hulk confronts Bruce Banner in his New Mexico hideout, furious that Banner knew the negative zone energy would weaken him. Banner brushes off the complaints, warning that McCoy or Pym will be the next targets. We should also
This
say that
is
these two are working together, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say this there was like a last page hint that there would be a reveal like this before he showed up in New Mexico because he was like, I have to work with the one person nobody would expect me to. And then you think, well, that's probably Bruce. And
Yeah.
then it ends up being Bruce. So at this point you hear him say, like, you fucking knew what was gonna happen to me out there.
He's
And
like, yeah, a little bit.
the Bruce at this point had in his book, just prior to what they did here, he'd seen Betty in a crowd alive, and they're like, "Don't fucking tell me it's an LMD. Don't tell me anything. I'm a paranoid person. I scan 50 feet around me at all times. That was a human. She was alive. It's Betty." And so it's revealed that he is basically orchestrating everything that's happening here to make sure that he gets to Betty and saves her. He's allowed Reed to get kidnapped the way he did. He wants the Eight to get kidnapped the way they are, so that him and Red Hulk can be in the position to get Betty out, and then we'll find out how that works out for him.
Well, what's interesting from my reading of that was like this accusation was just outright put on his feet by his son. He's like, all of
Yeah,
this is for that lady. Like that's
yeah.
all you've ever cared about. You're willing to throw me under the bus. It's all for her. And I'm like, yeah,
It's every
you're kind of getting
he
Bruce. You kind of understand who your
everything.
dad is right now.
Nice to meet you. His name is Bruce Banner,
Yeah.
and that's why nobody likes him.
Yes. When Red threatens to kill Banner if he puts him in a similar situation again, Banner reminds him that everything depends on their alliance, but the Red Hulk isn't so sure. In the next issue, aboard an aircraft, the Red Hulk is contacted by Bruce Banner, who demands to know his location. The Red Hulk reassures him that he's where he's supposed to be, then jumps out of a plane over Wakanda, hoping to
Yeah,
stop the intelligentsia from capturing Beast, one of the 8 smartest men in the world.
that scumbag motherfucker, Bruce.
They should have, I mean, Beast is going to do some
He's
shit in the
he
future,
was
so maybe they
here
should have let
to
him get taken.
he was definitely here to set them all up. Hey everyone, I need a favor. Please get kidnapped. The
And
fuck?
and and Red Hulk's biggest accomplishment in this fight is ripping a monkey in half.
That was fucked up. That poor that was fucked up. That was
Miklo,
what's this guy's name? Red Ghost
Red
or
Ghost, yeah,
Red Ghost? He's the only guy to take a loss like that in this book. Everyone is like concerned and shit. And he's literally like, I just lost a family member.
yeah,
Like, what the
yeah.
fuck
And they're
is
like, yeah,
wrong
whatever,
with
we'll
you
get you. Didn't I say something
people?
like, we'll get you another one or something like that?
Like, that's
But
Bigelow.
yeah, I feel like Sam Stearns was like, yeah, we'll just get you another one, bro. Don't even worry about it. Um, are you in the camp of the other people who are theorizing that that's who John Malkovich is playing in?
That is definitely who he's playing. No, I thought there was a wild ass. People are freaking the fuck out saying that he's gonna be Earth X Reed Richards. I
What?
was like, what? Because Shalabal is Silver Surfer, and there's a couple other Earth X elements that people think are like trying to think of, and I'm like, that is the most outlandish, wild, out there fucking theory I've ever seen. You people come up with a lot of wild theories, but that is balls to the wall. They're not doing fucking Earth X. Do you know?
But
Like you?
are they doing super apes? Are
They,
we there?
they,
Are
he's
we here? Are we there?
he's definitely cast like that character's in there, right? Like I don't know why we know that, but he's in there, right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the way Malkovich looked, it kind of matches that for me.
What were the name of Mole Man's people? Mole Man's little.
The Mollards or
I
something like
always
that.
said the Maloids.
Maloids,
The Maloids. I always wanted to see the Maloids in live action, like be really scared, like terrifying little,
ugly little
uh,
goggle face things.
like a bunch of golems.
I want one of them to get adopted. I want the full fucking
Don't they do that? They do that, right?
yeah,
They
yeah. The
they,
Future
they bring one to the
Foundation.
Future Foundation.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want one.
that's so good. God, man, Fantastic Four has so much, man. They could literally do a series and they'd be fine.
I my I got accused. I didn't realize that they were. I love the Fantastic Four, right? But I never really thought of them as like a favorite until someone was like, "Isn't that like your favorite?" And I was like, "No." And then they were like, "You gotta, you gotta,
He
you
started
gotta
talking about every
stick."
book that you talking about.
They like I got a damn sticker on my
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
the fucking
The Franklin
Hickman
Richards.
collection, the Franklin Richards thing, the fucking I was like, wait a minute. I
Yeah,
think I love these people with all of my heart.
100%, 100%.
I'm way too invested right
Yeah,
now. Yeah, I love that family. Damn.
it was really cool to see. It was really cool to see them in here.
It was. It was. They got a full feature at least for a little bit. It was fun. It was. I loved it.
And at this point, they still dug them because
Yeah.
Silver Surfer might have just came out right around this time,
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
2007.
Yeah. No. By this book, we were in 2010. They were a couple years away from
Oh yes,
getting
you're right. You're right.
getting kicked off the fucking getting kicked off the fucking shelf
Yeah.
into the corner.
Uh, so at the intelligentsia headquarters, the leader and MODOK discuss the potential threat of Tony Stark. MODOK argues that Stark's intelligence isn't currently useful, and that by the time it's restored, their plan will be well underway. They continue their plans to drain the intelligence of Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom using Littleville technology and prepare to capture the next pair they're targeting, the Red Ghost and his Super Ape. In Wakanda, T'Challa and the Beast celebrate Storm's birthday, and she's like coming out all sexy and talking about like, what was that about? She was like, I'm glad my husband and my coworker, I still get those reactions from them. I was like, what's going on here?
I think that, and yeah, don't get me wrong, because I don't know this level of maturity yet. But I think that you can be friends with someone that's so hot that you have no choice but to acknowledge their hotness at points. Like, God damn, I'm speechless. Look at that ass. No,
she is quite literally a goddess. So
she is though. She honestly, I love that. That's such a respected thing in the Marvel universe. Like, it doesn't matter if it's fucking Doctor Doom or Magneto or like one of the X-Men. Like, Storm is a goddess, and we will treat her as such. Yeah. You understand?
110%.
Even her and Thor, like, their relationship is like, he acknowledges her as a god of thunder, like, in full on, not like a compliment. Like, she's clearly a god of thunder.
Yeah,
I love that.
He sees an equal in her, even though he's 1,000 years old, 10,000 years old.
Yeah.
So in Wakanda, T'Challa and the Beast celebrate Storm's birthday, joined by Cyclops, Iceman, and Angel. Just as Storm is unable to confirm Cyclops' plans for the evening, the lights go out, and the Red Ghost uses his phasing powers to make T'Challa inchangeable. And this is pretty cool. I'm like, finally get why they call him the Red Ghost. It looks like he did the same experiment from the Fall of Hulks or whatever that I read. The panel just looks very similar of him flying in like a spaceship with the monkeys and getting hit with cosmic radiation. I just like in my mind, I want to think of them like doing like this is like the janky Russian, like at the same time they're like, we will beat Reed Richards to space. And
it reminds me of the Ninja Turtles with Daredevil. Like, they get the shitty leftovers of the same event.
And who would go with me on this trip? We got 3 monkeys. We got 3 monkeys to stay with you.
Wait a minute.
We got no volunteers. You got 3 monkeys. So Storm tries to strike, but it is too late to stop them. Meanwhile, the X-Men pursue T'Challa's captor. As Red Ghost escapes with T'Challa, the Red Hulk arrives, stopping them. However, the X-Men mistakenly assume Red Hulk is their enemy and attack him. This is Cyclops, right? Who's like,
it was funny.
Don't let that motherfucker go.
They just got there too. They weren't there. It was Storm, Beast, and T'Challa, and then all of a sudden the X-Men were like, "Yo, what up?" And they just like walked in like 6 deep, and then fucking Red Hulk comes in and they just start jumping his ass. Holy shit!
Yeah,
it's blasting this motherfucker.
Because of the Ross thing, right? It was something like that. Like,
no, they were there for. They
were there for the Storm thing, but the reason why they were attacking Hulk or Rolk is because they are aware that
by this point, working together, Bruce decided that they needed to kill General Ross.
Yes.
He told Rogue, you need to kill General Ross. And so
that
Ross
does happen we covered that in the first half of this. The actual murder of it.
That's a new thing. Because it was in the revolver or whatever it's called.
That was in because
I remember talking about that.
Because they're like that. They do the whole funeral.
We didn't even talk about the funeral yet. This is coming now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was like, wait, we didn't talk about this yet.
Oh wait, we didn't talk about So the
No,
homeboy isn't dead yet.
no,
Ross
I
isn't
guess
dead.
he isn't dead. I guess he isn't dead yet. I guess it's gonna happen now because in one of these, you flip the page and it says Bruce Banner killed General Ross, and I was like, "Ah, you gotta go. I gotta go back. The
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
do you
yeah.
mean he killed General Ross? Where?
With the Redeemer armor and
Yeah.
why? Dang, all of this is kind of burning together. It's a lot of issues plus the Fall of Hulk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we did that. Uh, the super in the distraction, the Super Apes ambush the X-Men, taking them down swiftly. As Red Hulk tries to flee, Beast attacks, but Miklo the ape knocks him out, leaving the Red Hulk to catch up. The Red Ghost commands Miklo to attack, but the Red Hulk easily kills the ape. I want to say he rips him in half,
He did.
enraging the Red Ghost. In retaliation, the Red Ghost faces his hand into Red Hulk's chest, knocking him out. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
When the Red Hulk awakens, the Red Ghost and his apes have taken T'Challa and Beast as prisoners. The X-Men demand answers, but the Red Hulk only says it's war before overpowering them and leaping away.
Yeah.
Man likes to jump. Red Hulk meets Bruce Banner in his cave where he's scolded for killing Miklo. The Red Hulk loses his temper, but Banner is protected by his force field. That's another backhand, right? Moment where
Yeah.
he's like, "Don't you talk to me." It's a lot of backhands in this. Uh, I think I'm literally seeing oh, that's a punch in your behind you, but it looked like a backhand. Just people flying in various directions. Um, yeah, man, like he probably could have killed him, but he had like some sort of Banner tech
Yeah.
thing. And
The
also,
shield.
this is the only story I've ever heard that constantly references Banner tech. I've never
Jeph
heard the
Loeb.
term Banner tech
Just
prior to
Jeph Loeb
this.
making shit up. He's got banner
Well,
tech.
he's smart too, right? He could have
Well,
tech
no, there
too.
was that weird period during I don't know if it was before or after Secret War where it's like indestructible Hulk and he was wearing like that weird wasn't it armor? It's like metal. Like he had like metal supporting him. I don't remember what the fuck.
Interesting.
I don't remember what
Does he make the thing that Jen Walters uses?
what's
The
that
power down and come back or whatever? At
shit.
one
If
point
it's
she
not
had
him, who would it
like
be?
I don't know. He was probably naked walking around Nevada though. That's how Bruce likes to get down. Um Yeah, so Banner warns that the Red Hulk is playing into the Intelligentsia's hands and that they need each other, but the Red Hulk retorts that he needs no one. Back at the Intelligentsia headquarters, the Red Ghost demands the Red Hulk's death. Samson agrees, but the leader disagrees,
Kill
suggesting
my baby.
that because the Red Hulk has allied with Banner, Banner will try to control him, causing a downward spiral that will ultimately turn the Red Hulk into an unintentional ally. Which is strange because he was already their ally.
Yeah.
So they're just like,
Yeah.
we'll just wait till he comes back. He's dumb as a box of bricks, and he'll just end up coming back over here anyway once he realizes he hates Banner. So now this issue here is the reveal of how Banner and Red Hulk stage I want to say stage the death of or at least
General Ross.
when they first start to speak and create this alliance, this
Yeah.
uneasy alliance. So 2 weeks ago in New Mexico, Banner is sitting in a diner when the Red Hulk storms in. However, Banner had anticipated this and incapacitates his foe with a Banner Tick stun gun, which is a stun gun that wraps around your entire face. We spent 12 issues where they couldn't keep this man down. And then the next 12 issues, everyone's whooping his ass. It's all ego, man. It's all ego.
And there were
So
interesting ways to do it though, because you already had him literally beat Thor. So
yeah,
now you have to get creative with how you take him down because you can't just
it's like
beat him.
Psy in the neck,
Yeah.
stun gun to the face, blind him.
Yeah.
So Bruce demands to know why Red Hulk hasn't killed him, only to hear a shocking revelation. Betty Ross is alive. Banner realizes that the Red Hulk has kept him alive because he needs his help to save her and the world. When Bruce questions why he should trust him, the Red Hulk remains silent before revealing his true identity and how he became the Red Hulk. But we don't see that just yet.
Not for us.
Not for us. But when we go to Virginia in the present day, we see that with
Crunchyroll.
With a bag slung over his shoulder, the Red Hulk leaps towards the Intelligentsia helicarrier. He tries to contact Bruce, but the communication fails. With less than 3 minutes to spare, he infiltrates the helicarrier and starts searching. In one of the labs, he's ambushed by the Mad Thinker's Gammaroid, which impales him through the shoulder. As MODOK taunts him, the Red Hulk tears off the Gammaroid's arm and continues fighting. Weakened by the wound, the Red Hulk is struck by one of MODOK's mental bolts. Despite this, he gets back up and puts pressure on, but just as he's gaining ground, a massive green fist grabs his own. He believes it's Banner in Hulk form, but it's actually a Hulk-like cosmic robot that knocks him unconscious. So that's what I was saying before. He's super strong, but he's made of cosmic
robot.
Cosmic room. It sounds like some like alt band rock name. Hey, we're the Cosmic Robot. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you, Wendy's.
Outside, the Avengers, X-Men, and Fantastic Four all wait for Banner's signal. As it fails to come, they prepare to rescue their captured friends. Meanwhile, the Red Hulk is placed in a biotank hooked to cathexis. 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 Catheth. Oh my
Texas.
God. How does it read to you?
It sounds like cathexis.
That's very hard to say.
So he's trying to
cathexis Ray. Samson taunts him, but the bag the Red Hulk brought is left unattended. This is my favorite part. Because he's been carrying this duffel bag around with him, and I don't know what I thought it was. I just assumed because he was a military man, it was something that he needed. And then I completely lose sight of the bag. But then the timer on the bag runs out, and Deadpool pops up out of the bag. His presence is a surprise. When the heroes breach the helicarrier, the leader and MODOK activate trap doors, trapping them inside. The ray is turned on, siphoning energy from the Red Hulk into the AI Marines, transforming them into Red Hulks. The heroes who infiltrated the helicarrier are also exposed to the energy and turn into Hulks themselves. I thought this would be bigger, but I guess it's bigger in the actual and other stuff. And this army of Hulks, like this is huge, right? Like
army of Marine Hulks. You get more of that, I guess, in the other Fall of the Hulks. It's the Argus World War Hulk. I guess now that would be the end of Fall of the Hulks, and then we'll go into World War Hulks.
Right.
Yeah.
As Deadpool fights Samson, he cracks the glass of the Hulk's biotank. The resulting liquid spills on Deadpool, transforming him into a Hulk as well. The Red Hulk, horrified by the consequences, tries to flee but is struck by Thor's hammer, and he watches in horror as the army of hulked-out heroes prepares for battle. None of these designs were like screamed out to me as like, this is awesome.
Yeah, I I wasn't having a lot of fun with that with that Thor design either. It looked like it was missing. It was like plain on purpose. Like they knew it wasn't going to be used very much.
Yeah, for a very long time. Yeah. As Deadpool, we did that already. Thus begins World War Hulks, like I said. The revelation hits General Thaddeus Ross